Okay, Mom, look, I gotta go. I, no, I can't talk. I can't. Hang on a second. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry they told me to sit here. Oh, dang it, Mama. I can't talk right now. Look, I'm at the courthouse. No, I am in the court. I'm not making it up. Look, you know when Jonathan works, he only searches like every 10th person. Well, no, you are not supposed to have a phone at all in the courthouse. But he didn't search me. He didn't search nobody. About the only time he ever does search anybody is when his boss is looking. And I guess his boss wasn't looking because he didn't search us. So I just walked on in with mine like I didn't know. Never mind the fact they have like 20 signs posted by the door that you can't bring in a phone. But look, they're not going to check because... No, he's coming up here to work. After he gets done with his shift downstairs, he'll come up here to my floor. Well, that's why I'm here, Mama. I told you. I will be by your house later. Hopefully. Well, it depends on how long it takes me to get out of here. That's what I'm trying to do, Mama. That's why I got here early. I'm going to try to get out of it. And if I can get out of it, I'll come to your house right away. I'll come straight to your house. Yes, I know you want me to rub your feet, and I know the dog needs to be fed. I will be out there as soon as possible. Well, it's your own fault. I told you, and I told Bobby. No, I'm not. Mama, don't cry. Oh, look, really? Look, I gotta go. There's a lawyer coming. I gotta go. Okay? All right, bye. You didn't see that phone. I'm gonna put it up. Don't tell nobody. Well, you know Jonathan don't search nobody. Oh, what are they gonna do if they catch me? You gonna put me in timeout? I don't care. Yeah, did you just get here? Well, obviously I just got here. I wanted to get here earlier, but I got caught up in traffic. Has anybody been out to talk to y'all? I mean, I'm assuming everybody here. Are we all here for the same reason? You know, they say death and taxes are certain. They don't say nothing about jury duty, but it's just as certain. This is the worst possible time I could have this right now. I'm telling you, and I know everybody says that. It's never convenient. And I'm not saying that I'm trying to get out of it. I'm not saying that I don't have to do my civic duty. I know I do. Excuse me, Mr. Mr. Lawyer. Is he a lawyer? Are you a lawyer? Are you one of the lawyers for this... whatever? Do I know you? God, you look familiar. Did you go to Camden High School? No, well, you look familiar. Wait, come back. They don't give a rip about nobody here. Well, it's 10 till. So I thought I was doing pretty good. I wanted to try to talk to one of these lawyers. I know the judge isn't here, whoever's going to hear it, and I don't think the judge... Does the judge decide who's on the jury? I don't even know. I got to talk to somebody. I mean, I got to get out of here. There's all kinds of people walking around up there at the end of the hall with suits on, and I don't know if they're lawyers or if they're lawyers for some other trial. I don't know these people. Every now and then I see somebody I went to school with, but it's usually not a lawyer. It's usually they're on the other side of the law, you know what I mean? Well, I thought if I came in here early and I brought my fancy notebook, it's even got lawyer paper in it. Look, I'm prepared. Look, I got lawyer paper, I got a pen, like I'm ready to take notes. This thing even has, look, it even has little pockets for business cards. Well, I actually stole it from the Time Warner cable guy. He came by last week and he left it, and I just kind of didn't tell him it was there, so I got his portfolio. I thought it'd come in handy today. I thought maybe if I came in here looking professional, they might at least give me a chance to say something. Oh, here comes somebody. Ma'am, look, I know you're busy. I know. Stop, please. I know you're busy. But look, I got a summons for jury duty, and I'm here. I'm here like I'm supposed to be, but I can't be here. I am not supposed to be here right now. I can't do this. No, I have not filled out a questionnaire. Is that really necessary? Can I just tell you real quick what's going on? Can I please just Lynette? Do you have a Lynette? You got a list in there? Some kind of a, I don't know, like a juror checklist? Or do they have a list of people who's here? I mean, surely somebody knows who got called. Do you have a Lynette on there? That's me. That's my maiden name, though. That's kind of weird. That is weird. Well, no, see, what happened was I had a little incident with my mama and her dog Biscuit, and I really got to go. Can I come back some other time? Maybe reschedule it or something? No, I understand. Fine. Okay, I'll talk to him. Is he one of those people up there? The brown suit. I see somebody in a dark, I don't know if you call it brown. I'll just wait. Thank you. Well, bye then. Bobby's in a bit of trouble, and it has nothing to do with this. Well, it kind of indirectly does. It affects me. See, you know Bobby's position was eliminated from the plant, right? Him and like 20 other people. Well, he finally gave up hope that they were ever going to call him back. So he was talking to Mom and Daddy, and they loaned him some money, and he wants to start a flea market. You've probably seen it. No, it's actually not. It's probably about 5 miles away from there. Well, so Bobby had this money that Mom and Daddy loaned him. And, hang on a second. Excuse me. Yeah, can I ask you something? No, I am one of the potential jurors. Yes, sir, I am. But look, there's a problem. See, my mama... No, well, no. My mama got hurt, and I have to... Well, yeah, there are other people, but I mean, she needs me. I'm her daughter. Well, no, I was telling the lady, I have not filled out a questionnaire. And I mean, this isn't something... I'd feel better. I'd feel more comfortable if I could just tell somebody face to face what happened. See, Mama was up on the sign, and she fell on the dog Biscuit. And she twisted... I'm just trying to... Well, nobody listen to me. No, Mama fell. She did fall. I'm not making that up. I'm totally serious. I've been trying to get her doctor on the phone all day, and I can't get him on the phone. I tried all day yesterday, trying to get a note from him saying that Mama fell and she hurt her ankle and she needs help. And that's why I need to not be on jury duty right now. I mean, you know how jury duty is. This could go on for 3 weeks or 3 months or who knows how long, depending on the trial. And I don't even know what this... We're not supposed to know what the trial's about, but if I could just get one of these people to listen to me, I could get them to understand what I'm trying to say here. Oh, look, she's coming back. Ma'am, yes, she listened to me before. Ma'am, look, you know what? If you don't want to hear about my mama, you don't have to. Let me tell you now, when I was a kid, I used to stay with my meemaw in the summertime when my mom and daddy were at work, and we used to watch the People's Court every day. And I can tell you right now, I could predict with 100% certainty who was guilty and who was not, who would win. And it finally got, ma'am, it got to where meemaw wouldn't watch it with me. I can call her. She'll verify that. Did too. I had to watch People's Court by myself. Judge Judy too. I'm just trying to let them know that, I mean, I have experience in this kind of thing, and I may have too much experience to be a juror. Oh, you know what else I need to tell them? This may be important. My neighbor's a paralegal. That may rule me out. Don't you think? I thought my experience with an LA law, I used to watch that at home all the time with my mama. nobody to listen to me. But look, I did a little research before I came here. Because now they're just clumped up down at the end of the hall. They're not even looking down here anymore. Aren't they ashamed? How many people we got here? We got at least 15 people out here waiting in this hall. At least they got benches out here now. Used to be you just had to stand up out here. But I did a little research before I came. How to get out of jury duty. Now look at this. I'm going to read some of these to you. Okay, getting out of jury duty. Number 1, prove economic hardship. Now, I could do that anytime. When Jimmy always trying to buy a new boat and stuff, we're always broke. In many states, you can prove that you can prove that you can't serve on a jury for financial reasons. Only try this excuse if you honestly believe you would not be able to get by if you had to miss work. Well, now that could apply to me because when I work, that's right, because I don't get paid hourly. I get paid based on the work I do at Trish's. And if I'm not there to do nails, I'm not making no money. And Trish ain't going to give me nothing for jury duty. You know what she might give me? She might dig in that drawer she keeps over there by the phone with all the restaurant coupons in it. She'd probably just hand me a bunch of those. That's how she'd compensate me for jury duty. Bring proof of employment and or wages. But see, how do I prove what I do, really? Full financial statements and the previous year's taxes to court with you on the first day you report to jury duty. Well, see, I didn't do that because I don't really have anything to show her. Because my work is so variable. If you can persuade the judge that you can't miss work, you'll have only lost 1 day of your time. Exemptions based on financial need are extremely rare, even if you're facing serious challenges. Don't count on the courts taking financial need into consideration. And don't lie about a financial crisis. Lying to a court is a felony. You can also be charged with obstruction of justice. Well, now, I don't want that because I definitely don't have time for that. Now, see, this here would work for me, number 2. Request a change of date. Now, see, that's almost kind of what I'm saying because I'm saying right now it's not a good time for me to be here. But, like, you come back to me in a month or 2 and it may be okay. I think Mama will be able to walk by then. Now they've gone into courtroom. Dang it. Request to change a date. Almost all federal, state, and local jury selection processes are computerized. If your name appears on the list, they send you an automated notice of jury duty to your registered address. I see, that's what I don't get. Because according to that lady, my name, she had my maiden name. I mean, can't that get me out of something? When you receive it, mark on the jury form that you need special accommodations and cannot make the requested attendance date and include your explanation. Now, tell me why I didn't try that. Okay, for example, you might say that you are quite sick, going out of town, studying for the bar. Only if I was going to be a bartender. Or planning to join the military. I might be a little old for that one. Any accepted excuse will likely set your next jury summons back at least a year. If you have children, don't be afraid to use that card. I would, but you see, I kind of worry about karma because, like, I already use my kids to get out of all kinds of things, and I almost feel like jury duty would be pushing it too far. Like next time I come into court, it may be because a jury is being called because of something I did. Oh, karma's weird about that. Now, see, number 3 is not going to help me a bit. Request a date in December. Well, it is December, and look, I'm still here. If you can get a change of date, ask for December when there's a far greater chance that trials will be delayed or moved. You may never actually get called in, but you're still fulfilling your civic duty. It didn't help me none. Obviously, it didn't help you none either, because here we are. You did that? You asked them to put it off till December? Well, what do you think will happen if we, do you think they'll do anything with any of us? Or are we expected to just put our lives on hold until January? What are we supposed to, why are we here in December anyway? Well, see, that's what I hate too, because they don't tell you nothing. They just leave us sitting out here like a bunch of doofuses, like we got nothing better to do. They don't care. They're sitting in, I guarantee you right now, all them lawyers are sitting back there in a conference room with their feet up, making $200 and some an hour to sit around and chat. They don't care about us. Okay, here's number 4. Try asking them to move the date up, not back. This means you serve your jury duty sooner than originally scheduled. See, that wouldn't help because I just got this in the mail. Like, I got it really late. I want to say I got it maybe a week and a half ago. But it was before what happened to Mama. And I was okay with it until that happened. But now I'm expected to be over her house every other day. I mean, me and Bobby are taking turns. We'll get to that. No, she's okay. She's going to be okay. It's going to be a little while, though. I mean, she can't do her normal stuff. But it says here, if you move the date up and not back, the lawyers likely already made the jury list for closer dates, so there's a chance they won't be able to seat you. So when your date is moved, they have to put you at the end of the list. You probably won't get called into serve jury duty at all. So maybe if I just ask them to move it up to like middle of January, maybe I'll do that if they give me a chance. Use your student status as an excuse. Well, I can't do that when I'm not a... Although, you know what? You know what? I didn't think about this. Now, I don't know if this loophole would apply to me, but I am currently right in the middle of completing an online calligraphy course. Would that qualify as a student status? Do you think? Maybe I could get some little printed up thing, like a card. Yeah, from Quill University, I could do that. Maybe they would let me off for that. No. It's a hard course. It's harder than you think. You're probably right. But it says that you could request that your jury duty be rescheduled for your next break. Well, with an online course, I guess I take breaks whenever I want. The call center can authorize this even if you have gone beyond the 1 year postponement limit. They will say that it will be your final postponement. In most cases, missed student work can be made up, but not missed lessons or lectures. Some states even allow online classes to count. Well, there you go. There you go. It's online. It's online. Maybe they would let it count. You wouldn't. You think it's too far? I'm going too far with it. You're probably right. Let's see what else we got on here. Okay. Well, now that's one for California. That won't apply. Getting dismissed from a jury. Argue that you can't maintain objectivity. There are specific things you can say during jury questioning to try to get rejected in a criminal case. And we do know this is criminal. We at least know that. Remember that it is illegal and for many people immoral to make these claims if you don't really believe them. For each of these excuses, you will be asked if you could just set your beliefs aside. However, it won't make much difference to the lawyers if you admit that you can. Here's bullet point 1. I don't understand the concept of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It's too fuzzy. How much doubt is reasonable? Am I supposed to be 99% certain? 99.99%? I don't think I could convict someone of a crime unless there's no doubt whatsoever that he did it. Well, see, now I kind of agree with that. So, I mean, I don't think that would be a lie to say. I know, here's bullet point number 2. I know that the great majority of people arrested for crimes did them, and the prosecutor wouldn't file charges unless he was very sure. So at this stage of the process, the defendant is probably guilty. But I understand I'm supposed to pretend he is innocent until the trial's over. I'm just saying. I don't know if I could remember all that. I'm not good at memorizing stuff. And here's bullet point number 3. Police officers are better witnesses than the average person. They've trained to be more observant than normal people. They have a lot of experience with crime and giving testimony. And finally, they must have a high moral standard if they were hired as police officers. See, they have all these long sentences. Can't they keep them short? I can't remember all this. Here's the next bullet point. I don't see how I can judge a case if I don't hear from the accused. If he can't even look me in the eye and tell me he didn't do it, that looks pretty guilty to me. And then in parentheses it says, defendants usually don't testify on their own behalf. Is that true? See, I watch too much People's Court. I'm just used to both of them saying something. Here's the next bullet point. I am not a confrontational person. When I'm in the majority, I usually cave into the majority. When I'm in the minority, I usually cave into the majority. And then in parentheses it says, and of course, when the judge says nobody's asking you to be stubborn, but if you saw the majority was ignoring some piece of evidence, you respond, I suppose you're right. And here's the next bullet point. I was a victim of a crime. They never caught the guy. I'm angry about that. The system doesn't work. Well, now I like that. You know, one time I was at the Quick Check and they gave me the wrong change, and I swear that cashier did it on purpose. She had this shifty looking face. I know I gave her a 20. And that was in 1986, and I'm still mad about that. I could bring that up. Now, that's the truth. That is God's honest truth. My friend or family member is a police officer, prosecutor, defense attorney. We talk a lot about it. We talk about a lot of his cases. That guy sure is opinionated. Well, no, but like I said, I do have that neighbor that's a paralegal. I mean, I don't talk to her, but that's what she does for a living. And here's the last bullet point. The defendant is about the same age as my son. My son has been in a little trouble himself. Now, I couldn't really use that. I mean, Brittany's 16, but, I mean, where she ever did was watch those poopery commercials at Food Line. I can't really compare her to somebody in a criminal trial. And to get dismissed from a jury, it says that you should act stubborn. Now, if anybody acts stubborn, it's me. A conviction in a criminal case requires a very high standard. The prosecution must prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. Go into jury duty acting like you think you know everything before even hearing the case. The more stubborn you can appear, the better. That I could do. Play up your intelligence. Now, I can talk smart if I need to. Oh, I totally can. You know what? I can have every one of them lawyers in there thinking I'm their peer. You just let me church it up a little bit. I can sound just like them. A more respectable alternative to the above play stupid tactics is to play smart. Many attorneys want jurors that they can persuade one way or the other. I can show them now. You can't do that with me. No, I'm too smart for your tricks. Try to show education, intelligence, and logical reasoning. Many jurisdictions bar lawyers, judges, and police officers from jury duty. They consider these people too informed on the subject to be effective jurors. Similarly, doctors are almost always excused from malpractice cases, bankers from embezzlement cases, etc. It is not, however, unheard of for a sitting judge to be seated as a juror. Why, that's interesting. And it says here you can question the legitimacy of grand jury proceedings if summoned to one. Mention the old saying that a good prosecutor could get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. I've never heard that. Point out you disapprove of grand juries because they are basically a rubber stamp for the prosecutor. Voice support for the commission to reform the federal grand jury position to reform the process. So, I mean, how do you feel about this? Are you okay with it? Are you comfortable with this? I'm not. I can't be here right now. Like I said, all I got to do is get somebody to listen to me. Oh, look, they're coming out. They're coming this way. Here comes that lady. I bet I can get her to listen to me. Ooh, they all look so serious. Look. If you could do that in slow motion, it's just like LA Law. Ma'am. I know you're tired of me, but look. I don't think I'm qualified to be here. I think I am disqualified. Yes, ma'am, I do. My next door neighbor is a paralegal. So, no. I used to watch LA Law with my mama every night. And my mama. We did. Well, what about... Okay. That's fine. That's totally fine. Oh, my mom? To explain what happened to her, you have to go back several weeks, like I was saying. We see Bobby lost his position with the plant, like I said. And he finally came to terms with that. And he said, you know what? They're not bringing those jobs back. They have eliminated them. They were back and forth on it for a little while and said, you know, maybe it's possible that they might bring them back. Might have just been a temporary thing, kind of like a funding issue. But finally, he had to come to terms with the fact that his job was gone. So he knew that he had to do something. I mean, you know, he's engaged, right? Do you know that? Him and Christy got engaged. I'm thinking it was back in the summer. No, it's all right. I think it was 4th of July weekend because they went up to Baden Lake and they were up there for like 2 days. They stayed at one of the campgrounds. I know because he got this awful sunburn on his back, and it was real funny too because he had on a mesh shirt, and he was sitting in the boat and he sat still too long, and so the mesh, like, part of the sun got to his skin and part of it didn't. So he had these little sunburned diamond shapes on his back. It was real funny. I made fun of him for that. I thought that was a hoot. So anyway, he decided, all right, fine. My job's gone. I got to go in a new direction. So he said that he had a vision one night. I think he just had a few too many, because he does that sometimes. He said he had a vision one night, and that God told him he needed to start up his own flea market. Now, I can't imagine God telling anybody that. Why is God going to take time out of his day to tell somebody to start a flea market? That's so stupid. But that's what he did. He took the money from Mom and Daddy, and he rented this building, and it used to be a mill. It was one of the Burlington mill. I want to say it's a hosiery mill. Yeah, it was a hosiery mill, and it was real big. It was like a warehouse. He rented it, and then he also took some of his money, and he got some tables, like some big long tables like you see at flea markets. He got some drink machines. He got those at an auction when they remodeled the hospital. Yeah, they had a bunch of drink machines and things that they were selling. He got them at a song. He got them cheap. He got a mirror. No, don't worry about it. No, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. So he even got drink machines. He was thinking about setting up a snack bar. He was going to do all these fancy things. But, he didn't want to go too crazy with this money. So he was pretty responsible about it, even though I told him, I said, Bobby, I don't really think this is the best idea you've ever had. I've been honest with him from the start. I said, Bobby, this is stupid, especially where you got it located. And the name you've picked for it is not going to work. You're going to have nothing but trouble. You're going to have legal trouble. He named it Cookie's Flea Market. Well, I know you probably don't remember. You were like 2 grades behind me in school, weren't you? Well, see, Bobby's a year ahead of me. So I don't think you would remember that he had the nickname Cookie in high school. Well, he got that one day in the cafeteria when he was in 9th grade. Somebody dared him to take a whole sleeve of Chips Ahoy cookies and shove them all in his mouth without breaking any. And darn if he didn't do it. He got every one of those cookies in his mouth, did not break a single one. So they called him the Cookie Monster for a while after that. But he thought they were calling him that because of his googly eyes. So he finally got him to change it to just Cookie. So everybody called him Cookie. So he said he was going to name the flea market Cookie's Flea Market. I said, Bobby, you can't call it Cookie's Flea Market. He said, why not? I said, because you got Cook's Flea Market not 2 miles up the road from where you want to put your flea market. He said, oh, nobody care about that. I said, they do too. Cook's Flea Market is big time. You do not mess with Cook's Flea Market. Those people advertise on TV. That's like next level. You cannot play with them. They have ads on TV and the radio. They even have that fancy radio guy, DJ, I can't remember his name, and that fancy radio guy do the ads. That's big money right there. The commercial looks all professional. I said, Bobby, you can't do that. They will sue your pants off. He said, they will not. I said, they will too. You can't call it Cookie's Flea Market. That's too close. I said, I'm no lawyer, but even I know that ain't going to work. But he's stubborn. Stubborn as the day is long. Won't listen to nobody. So anyway, he took part of his money, and I told him, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know how much you spent on this sign. He went to this company. He had a special sign made, like a great big wooden sign with posts on it, like you drive post holes in the ground and put it down in the ground. Big fancy sign with Cookie's Flea Market on it. I said, Bobby, you should have just took that money, flushed it down the toilet. Because as soon as Cooks gets done with you, you're going to have to chop that sign up to build a place to live in, because they're going to take every dime you got. He said, they ain't going to do it. I said, they will too. I told y'all that to tell you this. The reason that matters, and I'm out of it. I'm out of it. I am not getting involved in any more of this mess. The reason that matters is because he needed to put up the sign. And we were over at Mom and Daddy's house, and we were talking about it. And of course, they're excited. I mean, they want to support him. You know, that's their son, and they love him. And I get that. I get that. I totally do. They want to support him. They want to help. But I told Mama, I said, Mama, y'all are crazy. He's going to spend every dime he's got on legal fees as soon as Cook's Flea Market gets done with him. And it's only a matter of time before they serve him with something. But we were over there at Mom and Daddy's talking about the sign and the fact that it needs to be put up. And he wanted to get it put up before this weekend because, you know, with it being the weekend right before Christmas, a lot of people are going to be out shopping. He wanted to get it put up so people would see it and come in. Well, I said, you leave me out of it. You leave me out of this mess. But Mama wanted to help. Now, Daddy can't because, you know, he's got that prosthetic leg and he can't get up and down on a ladder or anything to help. And he wanted to put up Christmas lights, like string up big lights on the sign to make it stand out. It's not lit, but he's going to have a light put up over it so you could see it at night. I don't know why he didn't just get one of those plastic signs that lights from the inside, you know, like pretty much everybody does now. But he didn't do that. He just got a wooden sign, and for what he paid for it, I think he could have gotten a really nice plastic sign, but that's neither here nor there. So he goes out there, and I told Mama, I said, don't you dare. You know, see, she gets vertigo, especially if she's eating anything with mayonnaise. Mayonnaise makes her dizzy. Doctors can't figure out why. And last week we were at a Christmas party, and I saw her eating potato salad. And I told Bobby, I pulled him off to the side. I said, Bobby, I understand what you're saying you want to do, and Mama really wants to help you. You know how she is. She's very supportive of her children, which is wonderful, but don't take advantage of it. I said, if you need somebody to help put that sign up, get somebody else. I said that you've got to know plenty of people that can help you with that, who are more capable of it than Mama. Do not let her climb a ladder. Now, she had that potato salad. She snuck it. She was eating it over in the corner so I wouldn't see because she doesn't worry about her dizzy spells. I said, don't you dare let her get up on anything because when she gets up off the ground, she gets really dizzy. I don't want her to fall. She just had that hip replacement last summer, and I don't want her falling because she can't be falling. She can't handle it. Bobby said, oh, Lynette, you worry about nothing. I said, I do not. I worry because I know you and I know Mama. And I know neither one of y'all can listen, and neither one of y'all will take anybody's advice because you're just too stubborn. So then apparently what happened was they went out there, and Bobby had the ladder, and they got it in the ground. He got the post holes dug. He got it in the ground. They got it all nice and level. But then Mama decided she wanted to go up the ladder because she wanted to do the lights around the sign a certain way. And she didn't like the way Bobby was doing it. So she goes up the ladder like a ding-dong and falls straight back. Landed smack dab on her back and her butt. Right on top of Biscuit, her dog. Smashed Biscuit down in the ground. Well, fortunately, we'd had a rain, and the ground, you know, they had that red mud. The red mud was real spongy. She basically just pushed the dog down in the ground. She pulled him out by the dog's tail, made this sucking sound, according to Bobby, like pulling a. He said it sounded like when you if you stick a plunger on the ground and pull it off. Said it sounded like that. Anyway, hurt the dog a little bit, not bad, nothing broken, but bruised the dog's ribs, but didn't break nothing. So that was good. And Mama was okay, although she bruised her tailbone. She kind of hit her butt on a rock or something. I don't know. But the problem was, when she went to stand up, she stepped down into this big hole and twisted her ankle all to pieces. Just twisted the crap out of her ankle. She's lucky she didn't break nothing. She is very lucky that she didn't break her ankle. But she sprained it really, really bad. And now she can't walk. She's going to be on crutches for at least a month, according to her doctor. So she's on crutches, and there's all kinds of stuff that she can't get done around the house. Like she's got stuff out in the garden she needs to tend to. I don't really know what. I mean, it's December, so I don't really know what on earth she could have out there to do. But she said she's got stuff in the garden to do. Well, Daddy can't get out there because he's been having trouble. He has rheumatoid arthritis, so he has bad days, real bad days, and he has no business out there. Especially they just tilled out there in the garden, so he can't do nothing. And Bobby's working on the stupid flea market. He ain't got no employees right now, so he's at the flea market every day. So me and Bobby have to take turns going back and forth over there during the day to help out with stuff. So right now it's just not a good time. And if I can't get nobody to listen to me, I just have to go to extreme measures. This is not something that I would normally do. I mean, I'm all about doing my civic duty. Totally am. But I figure, hey, if that won't work, I'll get their attention some other way. Oh, here comes that lady again. Look, ma'am, yes, I want to tell you something. Forget everything I said. Yes, ma'am, forget, because I want to tell you why I'm the perfect juror for you. Yes, this is Lynette. I am the perfect juror. You know why? Because I can tell just by looking at somebody whether they're guilty or not. I'm going to save so much time for all of us. And I can't wait to get started. What are you doing? You're crossing my name off. Well, why? Well, I was looking forward to this. Come on. No? You don't want me at all? I can go? Well, I hate to hear that. Well, if you're sure. Okay.